the 100-yard dash final. Looking at the qualifying times, we've got a very close field. Nobody under 10 seconds in the qualifying, but you can put all 5 of the finalists under a very small cover. Lynn Swann, Brian Oldfield. Those are the 2 people I think that we really have to take a good look at. Ralph Boston is in the final. Mike Schmidt is in the final, and so is Kyle Rote. But the 2 guys that we really want to watch are Brian Oldfield and Lynn Swann. Right now, they're with Reggie Jackson.
Sometimes they say surprises come in small packages, but I don't think we've got one in this guy right here. This is the favorite, I say, in the 100-yard dash, and Lynn Swann. But I think the big fella's got something to say about that.
I'm not the favorite. I'm not supposed to win, you know. I'm a shade light for winning in 100-yard dashes, but my mother's watching. I want to say hi, Mom. This one's for you.
You're the dark horse.
My mother used to run at all the factory picnics and the 3-legged races. We never lost, and my mother's with me today.
What do you got to say about that, Lynn?
I'm glad Brian's not the favorite. It's consistent in his lifestyle. He's never been the favorite of anything. And he hasn't come through as much, you know. And I'd sure like to win this. You know, he's got some more points than I do. And I'm not married. And my mom, you know, she could use some money. And I'd sure like to make her feel proud of her 3rd son. You know, say the 3rd time's a charm. I'd sure like to charm a whole bunch of people.
He's got the wrong idea. He's running against me, and I'm running against O.J.'s ghost. You understand?
Okay, Keith, set the stage for us.
He's right about O.J.'s ghost because O.J. cruised it without spikes on the hard track, running in sneakers, 9.69. So that'll give you some kind of an idea if anybody gets all pumped up, wants to run for the record here this afternoon. There's just almost no way this particular group would get it. But let's set the lanes for you. Running in lane number 1, Ralph Boston, who qualified at 10.73. Running in lane number 2, big guy you just heard from, the only 75-foot shot putter in the world, Brian Oldfield, 10.65. Lynn Swann next to him, qualified at 10.52. Kyle Rote's qualifying time, 10.63 seconds. And Mike Schmidt, the big third base, or rather it is Dave Kingman for the New York Mets, who edged out Mike Schmidt, will be running outside. Dave Kingman. You know, Dave Kingman is angular. He's 6'6", but we have seen him in previous competition here at the Superstars turn in a blazing 10.6, so he's capable of really reaching out. So who knows? Somebody makes a little bit of a mistake here, and bang, it's gone. Most of them will be using the starting blocks. In fact, all of them chose to go here in the final. A couple of them did not in the preliminaries. Now we've got a good false start. They're coming off. It is halfway down. It is Lynn Swann and Brian Oldfield. It's Swann and Oldfield. It is Swann, Oldfield, Boston, Rote, and Kingman in that order. Lynn Swann surprises Brian Oldfield and runs him down. Swann got out of the blocks beautifully, ran even with Oldfield for a time, and then in the last 50 yards steadily inched away and won by at least a full stride. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver, the man who was the most valuable player in the Super Bowl 10 just a few days ago, in the month of January, gets 10 points and $3,000. Take a look at it in slow motion, and you watch right there in the middle of the picture. Swann comes out of the blocks right on the money with Oldfield, and as they raced through that first 20 yards, they were just dead even. Look at the difference in size. So Brian Peel on your right, but right about here, Swann begins to edge slightly ahead of him, and from that point on, Swann had just built his lead, and he won rather comfortably. That's Ralph Boston now running right behind Oldfield, and that did not change as they crossed the finish line, with Kyle Rote taking 4th, and Dave Kingman came in the number 5 position. Okay, Reggie, go ahead with our winner.
Lynn, the big guy was chasing it. He put a little fear in you hearing those footsteps?
Well, I know Brian Oldfield can really run. I saw him run before, and I knew I was really going to have to run the race and get out in front of him at the start and stay there because even though he's fast, that weight, he kind of can't carry it all the way down for a hard 100-yard dash. So I got out in front and ran a good race, and Brian made me run it. He put a lot of fear in me, and all that stuff down there at the start of the race was a lot of fun. And Brian, I don't think we ever really meant it towards each other, but I had a good time. I'm glad I finally won something.
Puts a little pressure on you. You ran harder today than you did in the preliminary.
Yeah, I did, because I was a little upset that I lost in the preliminaries. Sorry about my mouth there, folks. But I felt that I should have won in the preliminaries. I disappointed myself. So I figured, well, what the heck, I'm going to come down here, have some fun. I was more relaxed, more at ease. I got a better shot of the block, so that was the difference.
Okay, Keith, take over, buddy.
All right, congratulations to Lynn Swann. Brian Oldfield is in second place at 10.43. Lynn Swann's winning time 10-2-3, and it's a disappointing time for the big shot putter, Brian Oldfield. If you can believe a blithe spirit at 250 pounds, then you are looking at him. He's become a very popular athlete during his time in Superstars competition. He's both up and down practically every hour of the day, and very seldom at a loss for words. That's why we save this moment.
There's nothing to say.
Loosen and join life. Very much a basic part of this massive man's makeup, like racing the ladies at 60-yard sprints in professional track. But his real game, outside of having a whole lot of fun, putting on a show, is putting the shot. That is his high. He's pushed it farther than any other man. Let's go back to El Paso, Texas, if you will. Back to May of 1975. 73 feet, 1/4 inch on this foot, using the new discus spin technique. After that came this. When they laid the tape down, they knew they had something special. When Brian Oldfield let the 16-pound shot go, he knew he had something special. He asked for and got the steel tape to make it as official as possible. And he got 75 feet even. But it will not be recognized by the International Track and Field Federation because he is a paid professional. But nonetheless, 75 feet is his record. That 75-footer, however, is a professional record, will not be accorded worldwide recognition by the international federations. Perhaps he is Hercules Unchained, but he has the most healthy respect for the prime motivator of any professional athlete, money, even here at Superstars.
Cash is great. You know, this would be just fun if you didn't put all that darn money out there. It just destroys all the sportsmanship, everything. It just rips you up. You sit there and you're having a good time thinking about your event, and you're in better shape than you've ever been in your life, and you're going, oh, it's going to be pleasant just to see what you can do. There you go. But if it ain't good enough, if I come up a half a point short, somebody gets $15,000 more than I do. Keith, that's ugly.
Watch what happened at the close of the 100-yard dash we saw live just a moment ago. See that dog? He was looking to take a nip out of somebody, and I think his target was Brian Oldfield. Brian, have you been picking on that puppy? My goodness.
Big guy, you can move it a little bit. It looked like you were headhunting when you got down here with that little Cocker Spaniel.
I wasn't really headhunting. He was coming in right under my foot, and it was either kick him or step on him.
Looked like you were getting ready to shot put him somewhere.
I don't know. I didn't want to step on him because, you know, I don't know what happened to me. I might not be making a lot of money here, but I'm going to make some money the rest of the season in shot putting. Where's Swann? I want to kick him now.
Take it over, Keith.
I want to stay out of that melee if I can. Looking at the standings now, we find that Kyle Rote has 32 points. He's followed by Lynn Swann with 19 points. Bob Rigby, 18.5. Brian Oldfield with 18. We'll be right back.